大家好，我是 Mike， 今天要带你们走进嘻哈史上最具传奇色彩的一段故事。今天就让我们一起回到那个瞬间，去看看 Matt Dillon 的诞生，以及他为什么会成为嘻哈世界里的传奇。你能想象吗？一个饶舌歌手永远不露真面目，总是戴着一副冷冷的金属面具。他叫 MF Doom， 本名 Daniel Doonley，1971年出生在伦敦，却在纽约长大。他一开始并不是戴着面具登场的，年轻时他叫 Zev Love X， 组了一个团体叫 KMD。那时候他和弟弟 DJ Sub Rock 一起做音乐，带着满满的社会批判与街头智慧。可惜命运太残酷，1993年弟弟 Sub Rock 因为车祸意外离开了，而唱片公司也取消了专辑。短短几个月，他失去了家人，也失去了舞台。
We almost finished, we was just about done with the record, and then the accident happened, you know what I'm saying, where Sub lost his life and whatnot, God bless. I mean, I'm gonna finish it. One of us is gonna finish it anyway. If it happened to me, he would have finished it, you know what I'm saying? But then that's when they decided to sever the agreement with us. A lot of things were going on at that time, you know. The way I dealt with it, I just kept it moving, you know what I mean? You know, I had my mother and everybody. I had to like kind of be the one to be strong at the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm the oldest out of all of us. He's my brother, younger than me, one younger. So I had to kind of like just take the reins at that point. I couldn't really think about it too much, you know, especially with the whole thing with the deal being different, you know, had to kind of like regroup and figure things out.
之后他消失了好几年，等他再出现的时候，已经不是那个年轻的 Zev Love X， 而是戴上金属面具的 MF Doom。面具的灵感来自漫威漫画里的反派毁灭博士 Dr. Doom。也成为他与世界之间的屏障。从那之后，他的饶舌低沉神秘，词句像是笑弄里的涂鸦，既荒谬又犀利。他把人生的苦难、社会的荒诞，都编织成充满黑色幽默的韵脚。听他饶舌，就像在阅读一首首阴影里的诗。
Yeah, the whole mask thing, really. All right, it's a time in hip hop where things, from my point of view, started going more to what things look like opposed to what things sound like. Before, we ain't know what MCs look like until we went to the party and seen them rocking, you know what I'm saying? Or seen them, you know, yeah, before video, pre-video. You really was going off the sound of the record. Once it started getting more publicized and, you know, it started being, hip hop started being more of a money-making thing. Then you get these corporate ideas where you want to put what it looks like to sell what it sounds like. But we dealing with music. So what I did was I said, all right, look, I'm going to come with the angle of it don't matter what I look like. You know, it don't matter what the artists look like. It's more what the artists sound like. So the mask really represents the whole, like, to rebel against the trying to sell the product as a human being. You know what I mean? It's more of a sound. So, you know.
另一边有个完全不同的人 ，Madlib， 本名 Otis Jackson Jr.， 他的家庭几乎可以说是一座音乐学院。父亲是灵魂乐歌手，母亲是钢琴手，叔叔是爵士小号手。小时候的他，家里客厅就是一个实验室，他这里面的东西不是玩具，而是一堆黑胶唱片。他喜欢从老唱片里找到灵感，再把它打碎、拼贴，做成新的节拍。
Homeboy trying to mix.
'90年代，他和朋友组了一个团体叫 Loot Pack， 在地下圈打开了知名度。但这只是起点，他后来用不同身份在音乐世界里不断试验，比如 Quasimodo 也可以用变调的声音饶舌的角色，充满怪诞的想象力。或者 Yesterday News Quintet， 一个虚拟爵士乐团，用曲样和乐器演奏重塑爵士的灵魂。Madlib 就像一个声音的玩家，嘻哈、爵士、灵魂、放克、非洲古乐、巴西节奏等，对他来说，所有的音乐都可以是取用的颜料，等着被重新拼贴。这样的开放与实验精神，让他成为当代最受尊敬的制作人之一。
Non-stop, 2 hours. I get about 2 hours of sleep a night, at the most. You know what I mean? But everything can't come out because I'm always experimenting with different things. I experiment with electronic music, with you know what I'm saying, rock music, soul, reggae, everything. Like trying to do everything. Respect everybody that's listening to my stuff. When people ain't heard it, go check it out. You might find something new. You know what I mean? Out of everything I've done, you might find one thing, you know what I mean? Out of everything, you're gonna like something, you know what I mean?
那么 Doom 跟 Madlib 究竟是怎么走在一起的呢？答案是 Stone Throw Records， 这是一家在洛杉矶的独立唱片公司，以支持不走主流路线、具有独特灵魂的音乐著名。Madlib 本来就是厂牌的重要人物，而 Doom 在经历过起落之后，他的个人专辑重新获得关注，于是他们在这一间看似平凡的录音室里，开始了一场奇妙的合作。没有人在意市场、宣传、排行，一切都只是直觉、实验、灵感的碰撞。这种状态简单却纯粹，也正是因为这样的状态，孕育出一张传奇的专辑。
Yeah, I buy all types of crazy stuff, test myself out. Canada got records though.
How about all these Sun Ra records I've been looking at?
Yeah, they're too expensive.
Doom?
All the ladies come through.
I'm really curious because, you've been hanging out with one of the guys that we all consider, one of the best producers in the game, in the game from independent to commercial, whatever. Has he influenced your, way of thinking about beats at all?
Oh yeah, just got me back into the whole fun part of it. You know what I mean? Like until then, I didn't really have a partner. Now I feel like I found my partner. You know what I mean?
2004年，他们以 Madvillain 的名字发表了专辑《Madvillainy》。这张专辑就像一本声音漫画，整张专辑有22首歌，没有一首是主流意义上的电台金曲。很多歌甚至不到2分钟，但每一首都像是一种独立的篇章。Madlib 的节拍像迷宫一样，他大量取样60、70年代的爵士与灵魂，还加入了卡通、电影、电视的片段，结果听起来就像在梦里翻找一台老电视。画面不停切换，却又彼此相连。Doom 的声音在这些拼贴里穿梭，它低沉紧凑，词句里有漫画感，也有哲思，一会儿黑色幽默，一会儿就像是在吐露真实的痛苦。你会发现它的每一句都值得反复咀嚼。这张专辑推出后，立刻在乐迷之间疯传。Pitchfork 把它列进为最佳专辑之一。Rolling Stone 说它开启了地下嘻哈的可能性。对无数制作人和饶舌歌手来说，Madvillainy 就像是一座灯塔。Madvillain 的影响不止来自音乐，它代表一种信念。Doom 用面具告诉我们，音乐不需要明星脸孔，重点是声音，是内容。而 Madlib 用拼贴告诉我们，创作不必受框架限制，灵感可以来自任何地方。
Process wasn't really a big deal. We just hung out, went to clubs, got drunk. I'll hand him a beat CD. I'll go to sleep and work on some music. He'll go to sleep. I'll wake up. I'll make some more beats, listen to what he did. We might take some together if we awake at the same time, and then listen to the music when it's done.
虽然 Madvillain 只发表过这一张专辑，但它的能量远远超过了作品的数量。
Because people are expecting too much and they're complaining about Doom records gonna have anyway, about mastering and mixing. We like our stuff dirty, and I think people on a different level now. That was good for them, but now it's kind of different. I like to listen to the album, though. I love it.
2020年 Doom 离开人世的消息传来，全球的乐迷都感到非常难过。大家意识到这副面具背后的声音已经成为嘻哈世界里最不可取代的一部分， 而 Madlib 依旧在创作，把音乐的疆界推向更远。Matt Villain 的故事有点像是一本漫画，只出了一卷就停在那里。很多人都期待续集，但它始终没有出现。然而，正因为它停在最完美的时刻，才更显永恒。它提醒我们，创作不必取悦市场，也不必追逐潮流，真正打动人的是那份真诚与独特。今天，当你再次播放这张专辑的时候，你依旧能感受到当年 Doom 的低语，还有 Madlib 遍地声响的魔力。那这支影片差不多到这边。如果你也喜欢这样的音乐故事，记得订阅 Mike。未来我也会继续带你走进更多的音乐宇宙，去听那些被遗落却闪耀的声音。那我们下次见喽。